discussed with you about the great cycles along with their influences. And as promised, today we will discuss the impacts of this transition on Earth, the Sun, and other planets during the cycle's transitional phase. Does it cause enough disturbance to change something? Please follow along right after this. Earth's electromagnetic chapter. Changes to Earth's electromagnetic field. S rotation, although having a minor effect on Earth. Approximately every 680,000 years, as indicated by scientists, Earth's electromagnetic poles reverse themselves. In essence, the north electromagnetic pole becomes the south electromagnetic pole, and the south electromagnetic pole becomes not like the change in Earth. Axial tilt is important, but precessional alignment is greatly enhanced by the effects of the galactic transition. As previously stated, Earth's axial precessional alignment occurs again with relative precision after approximately 25,925 years. The discrepancy between two precessional alignments is exact, calculated within a few seconds of a minute per degree each century. As mentioned, each time Earth's axis aligns with energy sources near the galactic center, the space region through which energy bursts are transmitted changes very little. If you divide the galaxy into 360 degrees by making a circle around the spiral arms, and then divide those 360 degrees by the number of Earth's precessional alignments, in one solar system orbit around the central sun is approximately 9,000. You will get different positions of the solar system relative to the central sun between each precessional cycle. This partly explains why some precessional alignments cause a complete pole reversal, while others only cause a minor shift in the positions of the electromagnetic poles. In the current precessional cycle, scheduled to peak on December 21, 2012, Earth's electromagnetic poles will shift fundamentally but apparently not completely reverse. The recipient of this message correctly pointed out that you can obtain detailed charts of north and south electromagnetic pole positions from an annual report. You should note the accelerated movement of the north magnetic pole from its current position in northern Canada, eventually ending in Siberia. The south magnetic pole of course moves simultaneously with the north magnetic pole, but its displacement is more limited to Antarctica and the South Pacific. We observe this is due to disturbances in the sun's electromagnetic field. S electromagnetic field on Earth. Your scientists believe most changes in magnetic poles are due to shifts in Earth's iron core, while this is actually just a secondary factor. Precessional alignment and disturbances in the sun are mainly due to the effects of the galactic transition, the primary contribution to the accelerated magnetic pole shift on Earth that is now occurring. This often amazes us why most of humanity rejects the knowledge presented here right before their eyes, while they cling to the thought that work continues as usual and nothing affects their lives. Although this series of messages mainly concerns the galactic transition that occurs every 108 million years, and the precessional alignment that occurs every 25,920 years, there are many other transitions that peak periodically, including Earth's geographic pole reversal cycle that our scientists have indicated occurs approximately every 680,000 years. Returning to our discussion about precessional alignment. Obviously, the changes occurring every 25,920 years are very large fluctuations from one cycle to another. Some continental destructions, ice ages, and great floods that occurred on your Earth correspond to those pole reversals with a 680,000-year cycle. Some of them occurred during similar periods, having major magnetic disturbances but not complete pole reversals. Your Earth has experienced approximately 30 to 40 galactic transitions, depending on whether you consider Earth as a stable planet. Earth was mainly a gaseous planet without solid form during the first few transitions, until approximately 4.5 billion years ago. Life as you know, specifically regarding the appearance of second-density consciousness, began forming around 3.8 billion years ago. You should also note that, when studying your Earth's history, only a few galactic transitions have resulted in major fluctuations, affecting Earth's evolution. The galactic transition itself does not automatically signal a massive change to Earth's geography and climate. However, what these events do warn of is a great transformation in biological life forms on Earth, as well as technological breakthroughs coming from more advanced evolutionary models. In this case, it's humanity. Human beings and all second and third density life forms are primarily electromagnetic in nature. The electromagnetic force is the most significant among the fundamental forces of nature for human life forms. It also profoundly impacts the physical, emotional, mental, and astral levels of souls. Electromagnetic force originates from what is often called the etheric tide or ethers, referred to as dark energy and dark matter. It is the actual deviation in the space-time continuum caused by the interaction of etheric worlds upon physical worlds. This is why your measurements of time and space are incomplete. And this is precisely why your devices calculate the duration of a galactic alignment as 227 million years instead of 216 million years. While you have accounted for gravitational disturbances, including the curvature of space and time according to Einstein's theory of relativity, however, you have not considered the disturbances of the electromagnetic field caused by the influence of etheric worlds on the physical world. The greatest specific changes you can expect upon entering the galactic alignment are mutations within human cells and the destruction of current technologies. These will be driven not only by changes in Earth, climate, seasons, or similar factors but also by significant changes from the Sun. So, what are the changes in the Sun here? Please join us in the next part right after this. Your Sun is the center of the electromagnetic field emitted within the solar system. Electromagnetic disturbances are first received by the Sun. The frequency of this disturbance decreases as they radiate from the Sun and reach the planets. Obviously, in reality, the planets still receive some bursts as well as electromagnetic disturbances emitted from the central Sun or from far away. However, in practice, the most significant disturbance comes from your own Sun itself. If you study the geography of the Sun comprehensively, you will realize that nuclear forces are also factored into the processes determining the Sun's emission cycles. Yet you cannot explain why there is an abnormally high level of solar radiation, sunspots, and solar storms that you experienced as you approached the year 2012. S-axis has almost no significant effect on the Sun. But the galactic alignment in the form of the electromagnetic void clearly does. Therefore, it would not be entirely accurate to say that solar activity will peak in 2012. There were major disturbances in 2017 and there have been enormous disturbances in recent years. Your scientists have been puzzled by so much emission activity when the Sun is not in the 11-year emission cycle they previously recorded. In other words, they do not understand why solar activity continues at such a high level during a period that should be the quiet between normal activity cycles. Solar activity will peak over a 20-year period around the electromagnetic void between approximately 2015 and 2035. This precession alignment occurred in 2012, although it had little to no effect on the Sun. Following this event will amplify the impacts of solar activities on Earth. That will cause significant changes to Earth's atmosphere. The interaction of the galactic alignment combined with the precession alignment could even cause a completely unpredictable pole reversal, or at least create a stronger effect than a normal cycle. The merciful salvation for Earth lies in this: the peak of the galactic alignment occurs after the peak of the precession alignment. That is why we believe moderate events will replace severe ones. This is one of the reasons why we see at least a quarter of humanity likely surviving the Earth changes. According to our analysis and that of many other groups, the greatest reduction in human numbers will not come from tsunamis, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, or climate changes, but from the breakdown of the human body's mutation system. This will be caused by the electromagnetic disturbances themselves, and ultimately by the decisions of each soul. Of course, souls who have elevated their state of path, cleared psychological and emotional issues will have an easier time dealing with these disturbances. Souls who remain with Earth will be given tools and DNA repairs as it becomes immune to many changes. These tools will be provided by their higher selves or guides, as well as from helpers in higher worlds, such as us. Electromagnetic disturbances have a major impact on the human body. The recipient of this message and many others have learned to recognize when there is a solar flare or a high-density solar storm as soon as they sense it. Intense periods of solar radiation often correspond to heightened sensitivity from erratic changes in brain chemicals. Many souls feel they become insane during these periods, meaning major conflicts and violence tend to expand. When intense bursts of solar radiation enter the upper atmosphere surrounding Earth, they affect the weather, tending to make Earth drier and temporarily warmer. They also affect satellite functions, which in turn impact telecommunications and computer technology systems. There are many other issues related to changes in the Sun and the outer gas planets. Perhaps you have noticed that planets and stars appear brighter than normal at certain times. As cities onto the Moon. Earth's atmosphere and those of other planets become more highly charged as bursts of solar radiation continue, and auroras will increase. In the next part, we will discuss in more detail the transformation of extraterrestrial planets as they receive the electromagnetic field from the Sun. Impact of the transformation on other planets. On Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, the gaseous structure of these planets makes them particularly sensitive to changes in the Sun's electromagnetic field. Scientists are observing changes in the atmospheres of these planets but cannot explain what is happening. Perhaps people with highly sensitive devices have drawn a connection between solar patterns and these changes. But the results so far remain controversial. Some even believe that Jupiter could become a second sun. While this is predicted to occur in the distant future, it will transform your solar system into such a structure. But we have not seen this happen within your lifetimes. The closest estimated time for this change is about 2 billion years from now. There are some variables that could alter that. This is when the nuclear reactions inside Jupiter begin to partially ignite. And this is not a complete fusion reaction. You might speculate that advanced beings like us could provide a more precise timeline for Jupiter's transformation. But you must understand that we are looking at nearly 2 billion years of human evolution before that point. You are beings full of power, creativity, and goodness. In the next 2 billion years, many of you will evolve to the level of creators. When you reach that level of understanding, you will be able to influence such things. With the fusion reactions inside gas planets. Meanwhile, the cycles of the universe have transcended your free will. They will occur regardless of whether you believe in them or not. However, there will come a time when you can alter the cosmic cycles to some extent, however small. As we mentioned in the previous section, if all of humanity focused on changing the orbit of a comet or a planet, then you could affect their orbit enough to prevent an impending disaster. Your scientists think they can change the orbit of a celestial body by launching nuclear devices that are near such objects. While the success of such a program could significantly impact a celestial body in the vicinity, there are many factors not accounted for in the calculations, including interference from other worlds, beings who do not want such explosive devices. In the next chapter, we will explore together to understand more deeply the most important aspect of a being, which is the soul. How does the fragmentation and merging of souls occur? Do twin soul pairs exist? For now, goodbye and see you in Chapter 5 Part 15 of the series Messages from the Creators.